Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an interesting couple of weeks for Call of Duty. We had the launch of Season 2, and I will say, overall, it seems to be pretty much a really big success. People were definitely very frustrated about the multiplayer maps, and then literally everything got leaked, revolving around all of the rest of the seasons for Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, as well, on top of that, Call of Duty 2023, which they are codenaming Project Jupiter, and then even into Call of Duty 2024, which they have codenamed Project Cerberus, and this all leaked via Tom Henderson and his news outlet, which is called Inside Gamer, and they have put out a bunch of articles referring to the next Call of Duty games, which are Call of Duty 2023 and 2024, but an in-depth look at what we can expect from all of the remaining seasons within Modern Warfare 2. And essentially, that is what we're going to be diving into in this video, looking at what is coming, whether or not it's enough, whether or not it's good, and then diving into Call of Duty 2023 and 2024 as well, which there's some interesting implications behind those ones as well. And you'll see what I mean as we dive in and go through it. But essentially, this really big accident led to us getting a whole bunch of information. But as far as accidents go, I need to tell you about today's video sponsor. If you've been hurt in an accident, you deserve compensation. But having to search for a lawyer, dealing with all the paperwork, spending hours in meetings, finding a lawyer is hard, right? That is where you're wrong. Submitting an injury claim with Morgan & Morgan is easy. Morgan & Morgan has a modernized injury law process, so you can submit a claim and have it reviewed by a lawyer without even leaving your couch. You can sign documents, upload pictures, share medical records, doctor's bills, all from your phone. You can even text message your attorney and case manager without having to go into an office. In fact, when you are injured in an accident, hiring an attorney is one of the first things you should do. And with Morgan & Morgan, submitting a claim is so easy. More than 3 million have trusted Morgan & Morgan when they have been injured in an accident. So if you're ever injured in an accident, check out Morgan & Morgan, where you can submit a claim in 8 clicks or less. And then you can have America's largest injury law firm fighting for you. You can get started at forthepeople.com or dial pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. Or of course, you can check out that link down in the description. And of course, thank you Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring the video. So before we dive into the leaks, I just wanted to quickly go over what Infinity Ward has actually told us, and it will line up with what the leaks actually have been for the future seasons moving forward. So first of all, with Season 2 Reloaded, we know that we are getting a new raid, but on top of that, a new multiplayer map and mode, and this is what we are looking at here. This is the new multiplayer map, and it looks pretty cool, something to do with the Congress Spa, and that is essentially the new map that we are getting at Season 2 Reloaded. So they are focusing a little bit more on multiplayer. People were very excited about that, but they also made some big announcements with Season 3 as well. First of all, the return of gunfight to multiplayer with new maps each season. So new gunfight maps every single season. We don't know whether they're putting tournaments in or not. I certainly hope so. That's my favorite part of gunfight. We'll have to wait and see. Plunder is returning to Warzone, and finally, Warzone Ranked is confirmed. Now, whether that comes out at the beginning of Season 3 or Season 3 Reloaded, we don't know. It might come out in beta. We don't know, but that is what has been confirmed. Now, after this is where we got the data breach, and it is a big one. It gives us dates for all of the next seasons and what is going to be coming inside of them. So the dates are what are interesting here. So Season 3, March 15th to May 15th. Now, if you look at the countdown timer for Season 2, there is not a new season on March 15th. That is less than a month away. And of course, Season 2 is delayed. So what we have been told is essentially these are old numbers. This is when they originally planned all of the seasons to happen. These were the dates that they were going to be happening. And they make a lot of sense. Every single season is about 2 months long, about 60 days, and it lines up with what we could expect if we were getting 6 seasons in total. Now, the current question is whether or not there is going to be 6 seasons, whether or not there is enough time for there to be 6 seasons. Because if we look at this one, it ends November 10th, and I believe the current rumored launch date for Call of Duty 2023 is November the 10th, and this ends November the 8th. So obviously, that would cause some really big issues. But if we look at the original timeline, this would all add up. So what they could potentially do is take all of these numbers. So say, for example, instead of March 15th, add 2 weeks to it. That would be March 30th. But based off of the current timeline, that is not what they are doing. They are extending each season for 60 days still, and that wouldn't leave enough time for 6 seasons. But in all of these instances, each season is 2 months long, except for the last one, of course, which is season number 6. But we also learned what is coming in these. Each season has a mid-season update where we are going to get our raid, things like that, new maps. But every single season, this is what we can expect. By the time all 6 seasons are done, 7 core maps, some of which will likely contain rehashes of older maps that we are expecting. So 7 total maps is not enough, and I'm assuming this is specifically referring to 6v6 maps, and I think this number is a little bit low. We have essentially 4 remaining seasons, and if each season we get 3 maps, that should be 12 6v6 maps. 7 seems very, very too low, unless the 7 core maps are only new maps. If we get 7 new maps and then remake maps on top of that, that number would actually make a lot of sense. 5 remake maps, 7 new maps, that would line up, that would make a lot of sense. And of course, those aren't just going to come at the season launches, that is going to be in the reloaded updates as well. The Haunting of Saba event for Halloween. So remember Haunting of Verdansk? That was a thing back in the day. Everyone really loved it. Saba is, I believe, the codename for El Mazrah. So that also lines up and goes in line with the names not being changed, the dates not being changed. So this being an older leak. 1 licensed operator in every season, which means a collaboration or crossover. I don't know what that means. Some people are speculating that this means with other IPs, whether that be superheroes, whether that be Attack on Titan, something else altogether. We don't really know. I would personally like to see more characters return from the campaign, get Alex in there, get Vargas in there, get Valera in there. All of those characters are currently missing, and I think could add a lot to the story and gameplay all in all. But as of right now, it appears as though they're going with outside licensed characters, which is very, very strange. More gunfights, spec ops missions, raids, and tier 1 events starting from season 3. So again, starting from season 3, we are getting gunfight. More gunfight maps coming makes a lot of sense, and could also explain why there's only going to be 7 core maps, because they're also going to have to put out gunfight maps as well. So that could answer some questions, and it lines up with this leak actually being real, because gunfight wasn't really a thing announced until just a couple of days ago. So 1 small map arriving with season 4. I'm guessing that this is going to be a new version of Shipment. So something that small, that chaotic. Call of Duty needs this. This is something that I think is very important for them to do. Shipment has been there for too long. It's been in like every Call of Duty game, and yes, it is really good and great for challenges, but a new one would be a breath of fresh air and something Call of Duty needs. I've wondered for a long time why they haven't done this, a map that small. And then the last one, this one lines up with everything that we know. 240 bundles, 70 per season. That is so many bundles. I'm not surprised by it, but holy bundles. Too many bundles if you ask me. I think this could be a situation of less is more. Some people want to collect everything in a game, and with 240 bundles, let's be honest, it's just not happening. That's like $3,000 at least worth of bundles. Just, I don't think anyone out there is going to do it. I could be wrong. Now, this then leads into our next thing, which is Project Jupiter. So as far as this goes, we have a couple of dates. So first of all, they have the 17th to 28th of April. I would be guessing that is some sort of reveal. Then they have Jupiter Alpha from the 26th of May to the 2nd of June. And then the Jupiter GL5 from the 9th to the 30th of June. That would, I'm assuming, be beta at that point, but that's pretty early. That's earlier than the other leaks that we heard about this game. Now, they did put out another article. This next article refers to specifically the 2 new games, which are Project Jupiter and Project Cerberus. 2023 being Jupiter. I believe Modern Warfare 2 is Project Saturn, I believe. Could be wrong about that one. The name lines up if this is going to be another Modern Warfare game, where Cerberus, that just sounds like a Black Ops-y thing, if you ask me. Corvus from Black Ops 3, you know, it just sounds like it to me. So it lines up with what we can expect and what we know is coming. At the bottom here, we have a statement about their data and security at Activision and Infinity Ward and all of the other studios. And essentially, they said that nothing was taken. This, I believe, the December 4th leak refers to the leaked information specifically about the new Call of Duty games. Since then, since the new leak has happened, they have gone out and stated that they have found the employee that did this because of the exact information that was leaked. Now, if we go back and look at this information, there's several specific details. 7 core maps, the Haunting of Saba, 240 bundles, the exact dates of when these things are happening. So my guess is all of this stuff is real, but a lot of the numbers are going to be wrong. And based off of the numbers and specific information that they've given out, they can eliminate a bunch of employees that had different information. So take all of the numbers with a grain of salt. However, what I wouldn't take with a grain of salt is everything that is in here. The Haunting of Sabbath, definitely coming. Core maps, Spec Ops, Gunfight, and 6 different seasons all happening in Modern Warfare 2. Just the numbers, timelines, things like that would definitely take with a grain of salt. But with all of this information, I think we have a lot of content in store for us. Keep in mind, none of this refers to Warzone other than the Haunting of Sabbath. So also Warzone content on top of all of this, so which is really good in my books. But I want to see where they go moving forward. I want to see how they address the story moving forward, whether it's just in raids or they start putting in characters at seasons, things like that. But this is all of the information that we've had so far. Call of Duty 2023 is looking super interesting, and with Sledgehammer rumored to be working on a Modern Warfare game, it should be very interesting to see where they go with all of this moving forward. And as we get more information, more leaks like this one, I will keep you guys updated. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you're new, subscribe, turn notifications on. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, peace out. We are